During the Super Bowl, Nike aired this ad, where they put on a facade pretending to empower womanhood, female athletes, and gender equality. But this was actually a lie, and people are seeing through it. The premise of the ad was that men and patriarchy tell women that they can't be strong, confident, or ambitious, so the ad tells women to be all of those things. Sounds great, right? So, what's the issue? You see, Caitlin Clark is one of the greatest female basketball players ever. She's often called the Michael Jordan or LeBron James of the WNBA. Throughout her career in women's basketball, she's been bullied, her accomplishments have been downplayed, and she's been verbally and physically abused countless times. But it's specifically been women doing all of these things, not men. In fact, men have been the ones standing up against this kind of nasty behavior.
She's being hated on and ostracized. Stop it!
And Caitlin isn't the only one. Candace Wiggins had opened up about the WNBA's toxic culture of bullying and jealousy years ago, so this isn't new. And sadly, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Even women in the media, like Sunny Hostin, have tried to minimize Caitlin's accomplishments by attributing her basketball success to pretty privilege and other superficial characteristics, instead of her undeniable talent and dedication to the sport.
Three, she got it! Caitlin Clark is bringing this money, but I do think that she is more relatable to more people because she's white, because she's attractive.
How about because the numbers and stats don't lie, or because she's undeniably one of the best female basketball players ever?
I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. Part of it is about race.
When did being white mean that you can just smash all-time records for points, assists, and three-pointers within just a few years of your career? And when did pretty privilege give you the most 30-point games and the most 40-point games in the past 25 years compared to any man or woman? That's right, she's breaking men's NBA records too, and they have been fully supportive of her. But unfortunately, we can't say the same about everyone. Players like Caitlin Clark and Candace Wiggins have faced numerous bullies, but what's really wild is that Nike ended up betraying Caitlin as they're taking part in the animosity towards her. And one of the women in the commercial, Asia Wilson, is actually one of Caitlin's bullies. Along with her friend, WNBA All-Star Cheryl Swoops, who made up the most obscure lies to try to falsely invalidate Caitlin's accomplishments. And she would intentionally leave out Caitlin Clark when talking about her team's success. So who was going to call out Cheryl's attacks and pettiness towards Caitlin? Because it wasn't women in the media or the WNBA.
Cheryl Swoops. No, Caitlin Clark.
There is no way in hell you just accidentally left Caitlin Clark's name out of that soliloquy that you dropped about the Indiana fever. Stop it. You know that. Stop it.
Respectfully, Cheryl Swoops, you have any idea how that makes you look? She's being hated on and ostracized.
Stefan's outrage here is completely valid. Here's a couple of the lies Cheryl has been caught in, and they're absolutely shameful.
This isn't just for Caitlin, but you asked me about Caitlin. So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them. But you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. Mm-hmm. Like, you should be killing them. Yeah. Because you've been doing it a lot longer than they have.
Yeah.
Caitlin has never been 25 years old like Cheryl is trying to claim. She's 22 at this time, the exact same age as the other women she's been playing with. And as Caitlin was about to break a record for the most points in women's college basketball, Cheryl tried to lie about that as well.
If Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
Caitlin did not have an extra year. She actually broke the record in less time and in less games than Kelsey Plum, which makes it even more impressive. And Cheryl actually gets caught lying in this next clip.
So what year is this for her?
So this is her, she's a senior.
There you go.
She's a senior, but I think her COVID year was last year or this year. I don't know.
This contradicts everything she just said. She knows she's lying and quickly weasels out of it, saying, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know what year she's in now? Everything you just claimed so confidently was about knowing the year she's in and how long she's been in the college league. Let's get back to Nike and A'ja Wilson, as she played a key role in Nike's betrayal of Caitlyn. You see, the day after the Super Bowl, Nike aired another ad where A'ja Wilson is selling Nike WNBA t-shirts. She gives herself a really nice shout out, saying, A'ja Wilson, 3-time MVP. Then she mentions the names of all the other WNBA players who have Nike t-shirts. So she mentions Jordan Childs, Juju Watkins, Sha'Carri Richardson, Arina Sabalenka, Sabrina Ionescu, and Sha'Carri Richardson a second time. So Caitlyn has her own Nike t-shirt, just like the others, but she wasn't even mentioned here. She's the only one who was ignored and singled out. Given all the notoriety around Caitlyn and what she's done for the WNBA, this is unprecedented in the sports world, and they were furious about this.
Shout out to Nike. Nike, you played this wonderfully. You spit in everybody's face.
Now, A'ja Wilson has a history of being quite petty towards Caitlyn in the past as well. When Caitlyn initially got her Nike deal, A'ja quickly took to Twitter and it was clear that she was jealous. She posted a symbolic tweet that read Psalm 37:7, which translates to, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways when they carry out their wicked schemes." People caught on very quickly and one user wrote, "The jealousy in the WNBA is crazy. Caitlyn's about to bring a new level of viewership to your league and you're hating on her?" Clearly, not everyone was happy about Caitlyn's victories. So how did men respond to Caitlyn's deal and success?
I'm rooting for Caitlyn. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing. You know, there's a very small number of men and women that actually get to live out their dream of playing a professional sport. And we have grown-ass women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen. That is the weirdest thing in the world, but it is what it is, and I'm glad that Caitlyn has a great head on her shoulder.
LeBron is clearly very supportive, and he speaks against the hate that she's received. And this is Chandler Parsons, an NBA player, speaking on Caitlyn's triumph and Nike deal.
She's changing the game. She is awesome. She deserves it. And listen, she's gonna kill in the WNBA. I think she's gonna have a great rookie year. But this is awesome. I hope this is just the beginning of these girls getting these massive deals. This is a huge start for women in general and the WNBA.
NBA star Luka Doncic also made a video in support of another female player, and oddly enough, a WNBA team had just decided to attack him for it.
What's up, Ricky? I know you're having a great season, so just keep pushing. I know you're gonna be the rookie of the year, so best of luck to you.
It was a really kind gesture in my opinion, and the WNBA could have just thanked him or said nothing, but instead they responded really harshly. They tweeted, "Says a guy who hasn't been to a WNBA game all season but got sent a jersey and recorded a scripted video. If I were them, I would have just been thankful." So, is this the patriarchy that's holding women back? The culture of men that are putting women down and discouraging them? Because honestly, this doesn't seem to be the case at all. Bill Maher had some thoughts on this as well.
When was the last time a woman was told, you can't do this, you can't be confident? Who are these imaginary mean old men of the patriarchy?
I mean, most of the messages you hear out there are girl power, you go girl, girls code. The messages encouraging young women are so ubiquitous. It begins to sound not only dishonest, but just weird and defensive. It's like, who is saying this to them? Who are they fighting against? And why does it help girls and women to be thought that, to think of themselves as uniquely embattled and vulnerable?
So if men and this patriarchy in the sky aren't holding women back, then what's Nike talking about? And if anyone is holding women back, who is it? Here's what people had to say online. This is proof that women hold women back, not men. It isn't simply jealousy, it's racism. We all know that. Women's jealousy towards each other will forever be their downfall. I don't think women of the WNBA understand just yet. Caitlin Clark doesn't need the WNBA. The WNBA needs Caitlin Clark. And let's not forget about Candace Wiggins, as her experience aligns with this entirely. This is what she said about her time in the WNBA. People were deliberately trying to hurt me all the time. I had never been called the B word so many times in my life than when I was in my rookie season. I'd never been thrown to the ground so much. The message was, we want you to know we don't like you. She said that she wanted to play 2 more seasons in the WNBA, but that the experience just wasn't healthy for her mental state. She said it was toxic for her, and that her spirit was being broken. WNBA players were very dismissive of what Candace Wiggins was saying. They said they never saw anything like that in the WNBA. However, the footage we've seen about Caitlin Clark sounds a lot like what Candace Wiggins was describing. So, with this reality in mind, is there any truth to Nike's narrative, and what happened to accountability, as it continually seems to be shifted away to some mystical, all-powerful phenomena like patriarchy instead of onto the actual bullies, allowing them to commit abuse like this without any consequences, as the blame is just thrown away from them onto patriarchy or any other unfalsifiable concept that they can think of. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Did Nike miss the check mark on this one? And if you like the video, please do subscribe, comment, and like to show your support. And check out our latest video up on the screen.
Equality over everything.